Ya başlamış Muhtar. Can you hear me, Warrior? Salaki. Can you hear me now?
I hear you. I want to hear me.
Come, I got you. All right, we good to go. We going, we live. All right,
Okay.
got you checked in here. All right, like everything good to go and set up here. All right, Shalom Israel. This is the Isupk coming out of 1 West 125th Street, Harlem, New York, under commanding General Yohana. I'm officer of 1,000 law gun. Already there, I got Trooper not to shot on the phone reading for me today. You know, we're gonna get it in, talking about what's going on in this wicked earth right now. Yahweh Shem Pathah, what's going on in the Pash, I see you. And we're gonna talk about what's going on earth, what the problem is, man. Number one problem is we are confused people, man. We are confused people for a very simple fact that we do not know who we are, we do not know who our enemies are. And that is the first step in gaining brotherhood and sisterhood. The ISUPK talks about brotherhood and sisterhood all the time because that is the glue to bringing our people back together. You have to understand that. And us understanding that simple fact will help with the confusion that we are going through right now. All right. And it's just like everything else, the scriptures are we're gonna break down to you how the scriptures can protect you from that by following what's in these scriptures, man. By following what the most high said. The God you say you love, the God you say that you give everything, you owe everything to. He left a manuscript for this brotherhood and this sisterhood. And you got to understand that brotherhood and sisterhood, regaining that is going to be one of the hardest things we've ever had to do. And the only way we're going to do that is following the laws of the Most High. That's the roadmap because we are trying everything else. We tried Christianity, politics, trying to come up with our own organizations, even the gangs. Even though the gangs turned out bad, it started off from brothers trying to do brotherhood, but with no guidance. So that is the problem. That's the confusion. There is no guidance in the brotherhood that we spiritually want to get. We just don't have the truth. And that's what we got to get back to, this one book that was left for us to get back to this truth, man. If you could, Dr. Shah, give me 1 Corinthians 14 and 26.
Go.
The water. Yeah, we got to understand, man, the basic roadmap back to that brotherhood and sisterhood is in this Bible. If you can't understand that, it's going to be hard for you to survive in these times that your oppressor has for you. That's going to be the only thing left. The value of the dollar is going down. We are losing this war already before it started. This place is crumbling. You know what I'm saying? And you should not be shaken by that because you understand that this has to happen. That's the only way you're going to get through everything that's going on in the earth right now because it's set up to break you. And understand they already know your business, right? So I understand this. You are behind enemy lines to a level you really don't understand. They have all this technology to watch you, be on top of what you're doing. Just know they've already formed the weapon they're going to use against you. And you think it's going to be a cracker calling you a nigga inside a convenience store. It's not just that. It's so much more deeper. And that's why we have to understand why we on these street corners saying the white man's the devil, man, because that's what you have to start with. Because that's what it's going to end. But once that's taken care of, which is going to be a lot of heartache and pain, then we can sit back and work things out over here, maybe with the Africans after they got paid their dues and the Chinese. But you got to understand who your original enemy is, man. It ain't as simple as that. That's why even the greatest movements like the Muslims, when the Muhammad, they say the white man was the devil. Yeah, I took that in and understood that. But now in 2022, it's a hard thing for you to understand. And we got to break that down for you to understand where that came from. All right? Read that for me, Dr. Shaw.
Go. 1 Corinthians chapter 14, verse 26. How is it then, brethren, when ye come together, every one of you has a song,
Right.
has a doctrine.
Right. The brother said, go, no, matter of fact, go ahead and finish that part right there. Salaki, go ahead.
Go. Has a song, has a doctrine.
Right. So he's saying, this is Paul saying, why is it that all of y'all got your own? He's saying everybody got their own thought process right here. What's going on? This is not what they're supposed to be. How is this happening? How are you getting to a point where we can read the same book, come up with different interpretations? Why is it not as simple as we telling you the definition of what the word means, but you want to just believe God loves everybody. We're telling you what John 3:16. We're breaking it down for you, but you would rather just go with the simple version of what the surface is. And we're talking about a book that's been around for 1,000 years. You think it's just going to be a surface book where you ain't got to take your time and break down what it really means and be willing to live and die for it. Right? Keep going.
Come. Have the tone, have the revelation, have the interpretation. Let all things be done unto edifying.
He said, "Let all things be done unto edifying." What that mean, man? Understand? Like when he said "let it be edifying," the confusion always starts is when you say you edifying somebody, you're feeding their soul, you're giving them something, you're thinking about a charitable act towards something. The thing that everybody has to stop and realize is these leaders that you've had up until this point, it's always been a selfish agenda behind it. We talk about Martin Luther King, not nothing personal. The brother had a fetish for white women. If you do a little research, that's why he wanted to be around white people because he liked white women. It's not nothing. It's public knowledge. You know, look it up. Look up his girlfriend before Coretta Scott King. Look it up. Get over it. Let's get back to the fundamentals of what we got to do. Right? You want to hold on to this memory of the "I have a dream" speech and all that. All that was a damn lie. Right? And that's what we got to get. And that's what all these leaders, Creflo, whoever you follow, I guarantee you pay enough attention, you see their personal agenda as to why they're doing it. It's got nothing to do with what's going on in your household. And they're not willing to give up that agenda for you. They're willing to sacrifice your life, your children, your money, while they sit back and get the credit for everything. So that's what's been happening to black people. And it's because of stuff like this. You know, getting your own doctrine, coming up with your own spirituality, your religion. And the thing is, first thing people will say about the Isupk is that we are cold in the religion. You know, I can take the cold part, but the religion part always irks me because a religion is something that's not tangible. It's something that doesn't have anything you can grab onto when tough get hard and stay balanced in. Because Christianity is murderers, is murderers, rapists, you know, drug addicts. You think about this, just statistically. If one brother, it's a story Johanna brought out last night about a brother in Canada that committed a murder. The brother had a felony charge, blah, blah, blah. And this brother right here, they found a piece of paper in the brother's paper that had Israelite, I guess the word they used was Israelite paraphernalia, whatever he said. It wasn't us, but it was just something would say Israelite. They took that and made a whole news story out of that one brother, man. You know what I'm saying? So you know Christianity is not the thing because they found the Bible, they would have found the cross, they would not have made history. They saw that and they wanted to attack. Their brother had a felony before that. Brother was maybe just picked up, even if it was a flyer from us, the brother might have just picked it up. But you seeing that made you want to make a news about it instead of what made this brother even be a murderer in the first place. So that's how you know this knowledge that's in this Bible is closer and nigh needed than what you ever believe, man. And you got to get on the same page, and you got to be listening from the priests and prophets of the Most High God. This stuff is happening right in front of you right now, right? Keep going.
Come. Verse 27. If any man speak in an unknown tongue, let it be by two, or at most by three, and that by course, and let one interpret.
Right, keep going.
Come, verse 28. But if there be no interpreter, let him keep silence in the church, and let him speak to himself and to God.
Right. So this is the brother breaking it down. You know, when you're talking to people, speak in a way they can understand. And that's why when you look at the Christian prophets of the Isupk, that's why a lot of times we can speak plain. We're not out speaking over your head all the time. We make it very simple. It's just a harsh thing. It's why the scriptures say we rude in speech. That's how you're supposed to be when you follow the most. That's why Christ was. Christ was he would come out very rude, but it was straightforward. It wasn't no flim-flammy, straight to the point. That's the spirit of Christ right there. Read that. Keep going.
Come. Verse 29. Let the prophet speak 2 or 3, and let the other judge.
Right. Keep going.
If anything be revealed to another that sitteth by, let the first hold his peace.
All right, keep going. Drop on down to the author confusion part.
Verse 33. For God is not the author of confusion.
For God is not the author of confusion, man. Understand that. And if the heavy part about this verse is, let me get that to you, man, because I think I maybe skipped a spot too. Hold on. What that was, 1 Corinthians
14 verse 33.
I definitely want to bring out this because, let's see. You said 14. That's what I had.
Come, 1 Corinthians chapter 14 verse 33.
Okay, 14. All right, 14 and 26. Yeah, boom, boom. Boom. All right, bet. You right. Drop up, go up to 32 and go back down.
Come. 1 Corinthians chapter 14 verse 32. And the spirit of the prophet are subject to the prophet.
Right. Keep going.
For God is not the author of confusion.
Right. So your spirit is gonna resonate with this truth, man. And understand this truth is not for everybody. But that does not mean if you can still donate to the Isupk. You can donate to the cause. It don't mean your spirit have to go against this. That means God did not choose you, but you can still support this truth and understand that if you can read something in this Bible and it's true, and you see men following that truth, support the prophets of the Most High God. Don't fight against that spirit because that can cause harm to you too. We see it all the time where you got a Kentucky 8 situation where people, that was bad for them people. Even the after effects of being that. Don't be that person that wants to fight against the truth because that's where this confusion is coming in at. That's how you have breakout Israelite groups, man. If you see the prophets of the Most, go ahead.
I will ask you about that verse 32.
Uh-huh.
Would you use that? Could that be a precept for like reincarnation? How the spirit are subject to the prophets? Like even when you come back, you're gonna come back with the spirit of the prophet.
Yeah, but at the same time, it's a possibility in that form of spirit. You nigga was a senseless murderer. It's kind of we Israel, so all of us been through this captivity over and over again. I wouldn't necessarily. Because you got to look at it sometimes, and you don't know what it's why I say don't look at the former things or who you were in the past time because you could have been a low down dirty bastard that didn't deserve the truth. None of us deserve it now. You know what I'm saying? We know that for a fact. So you don't want to just assume that you died in the truth and before it could have been just the time you just this is your a grace period time that you recognize being in the truth. But imagine how many times you was here and you didn't get it. So I really want to use that one for a reincarnation. That's more just the spirit resonating with the truth. You know what I'm saying? When they say he have an ear, let him hear.
Go.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? You would use that more kind of that resonate with that. You know what I'm saying? But drop down 34. That's what I was looking for, 34 right there.
All right. Come. Verse 34. Let your women keep silent in the church.
Now you gotta understand about something about this Bible. The way it's set up, even though it was letters scattered out all over the time, don't overlook the fact that stuff is kind of in sequence with what they're trying to tell you. Now, why would you think it go to the next thing? Read that one more time.
Come. 1 Corinthians chapter 14, verse 34. Let your women keep silent in the church.
Let your women, it's coming right after talking about not having confusion. Now, let me tell you something about all that. I just told you that Martin Luther King started a whole movement over a white woman. Do you understand that the black woman being God theory came from a man wanting to get into a woman's drawers and give her a voice and make her feel powerful and all that stuff, let her run around just so you can have sex with her? That's what a lot of confusion comes in. And our sisters have to understand this as well. It's not nothing personal, sister, but you have had time to run amok. It's time to shut the hell up and let the men run it. It's not nothing personal. The women have actually been running things for a very long time, even back to these scriptures. We got from the beginning what Eve controlled, what a man of God did. So you cannot tell me you had your women in power, man. Look where the hell we are right now. You are not protected. You are not safe. You are not okay mentally. You know what I'm saying? The only thing making you feel good about yourself is goddamn BBL. It's crazy, and you know that. And it's time for our sisters to understand. This a reason why they're talking about confusion, then going to let your woman be silent in the church. A woman can tell you how to set up a bank account. A woman can help me learn some medical stuff. You can teach a man stuff outside of it. When it comes to this truth, it has to be men. And that's what happened with the Christian church. What happened with the Christian church? Every theology you could think of, the women are up there. There's some kind of sacred being that's over a man. It's all of them are set up like that. Even the Catholic Church, the Virgin Mary theory, all that stuff is woman worship, and it has destroyed the earth. You know, to well we all is making the men feminine, because the men are they're not in the truth, want to regain their power back. So they're so confused. They're going into this feminine energy thing with all that crap. You know what I'm saying? And losing their manhood while they're steady getting high. And don't realize it's that easy for the enemy to blow their goddamn brains out and get away with it. And you be another victim. All right, keep going.
Come. For it is not permitted unto them to speak.
Right. And so basically, this don't take that personal, man. So all of this has to be on the same page. And that's the problem with spreading the truth. And we cannot have so many different groups out here. It needs to be under one body. Because if you have one brother saying this and one brother saying that, you're splitting the man's brain. Because you're going to put your passion and your fervor on what you believe. And that brother going to do the same thing. That's why you have to have one doctrine, one truth, one faith, one body. Give me so what you basically have to understand is, why hasn't that happened? Now, can you think of a time, not to shout it, as that they ever gotten to be in one body, one truth? They actually tried to support the Bible, doing it the way they want to do. Can you think of a time?
Yeah, it's like y'all want. You think? Can I think of a time where they?
Well, people tried to become one body before.
Well, that was back when Moses gave the law, right?
Before that.
Then that would be when God created Adam.
No. Give me Genesis 11:1.
Go.
All right. So we got to understand that it's always been a spirit in our people to try to move together and try to be one. But the issue has always and will ever be leadership. Who you decide to follow, that's when your confusion going to come in. That when you following people who have very selfish motives, who do not give a damn. Understand that. Yeah, but you thought what's going on, Brother Charles? You got any questions, just type in the chat. Go ahead.
So like y'all on my phone. I was gonna say, this is going back to the Tower of Babel.
Tower of Babel, right. We're gonna get that. We're gonna break that down for everybody who didn't understand that. So go ahead and give me a Genesis chapter 11:1.
Talk about Genesis chapter 11, verse 1. And the whole earth was of one language.
At this point in time, the whole earth, this is back in Genesis, the whole earth was of one language, right? So this is the time. So the original language was Hebrew. You know what I'm saying? Everybody like to tell you Aramaic and things like that. Their first language was Hebrew. At this particular time, everybody spoke Hebrew. All right. So this is everybody's supposed to be on the same page, no language barrier, all that kind of stuff. Keep going.
Come. Verse 2. And it came to pass, as they journeyed from the east, that they found a plain in the land of Shinar.
Right. They found a plain in the land of Shinar. Go ahead.
And they dwelt there.
Right.
And they said one to another,
right.
So let us make bricks and burn them thoroughly.
Right.
And they had bricks for stone, and slime had they for mortar.
Right.
And they said, go to let us build us a city and a tower, whose top may reach unto heaven.
Right. So this is right here. Stop right there. So they had all the materials they needed, speaking the language, and their first thought, they got everything they need right down their plane. Their first thing is they want to go and be ascended up to heaven. These are people all mingled together. Now, everybody's speaking the same language, but everybody's not. At this time, we wasn't called Israelites, but let's just call them Hebrews. We had the Africans, you had the Japhetic people, we had all the break-offs of Shem. You had everybody mingled in together this time, right? So that was what was going on. So it wasn't called Israel yet, none of that. But we were the people around this area, all right? But go ahead, let's keep going.
Come. And let us make us a name, lest we be scattered abroad upon the face of the whole earth.
Right, right. Keep going. So they were trying to make a united front together. Everybody, you do what you want to do, but we all gonna build this together so we can all be like God. Right. Keep going.
Right. Verse 5. And the Lord came down to see the city and the tower.
Right. So stop right there. That right there bring out a heavy point. You got to understand that the Most High is not always around. Not all through Scripture, you know how to say the Most High visits you and things. That's what Most High is not. People in the Christian church make think God's always watching. This doesn't work like that, and that's the fairy tale thought process. That's why a lot of times you will notice people evil are growing and prospering in the earth because Most High is not even looking at them right now. You know what I'm saying? He's not studying what they're doing. Let them build up. When he decides to take them down, it's like a snap. That's how the Most High operates, man. It's all through the Scripture too. Remember that, you know, when you see people that's growing, like at this time they build a tower up to heaven. So imagine the people that's around them, watching them grow that tower up, while they over there suffering, trying to stick to what they're doing. If they don't understand how the Most High work, that right there can have them thinking, man, let me stop what I'm doing and go over there with these folks and build this tower. And that's why our people get destroyed all the time, not focus on your God and how he works. You got to get intimate with your God and understand that your God is the God of this Bible. Not Buddha, Christianity, none of that crap, man. Whatever else you serve, if they not this Bible, is not your God. If you Black, Hispanic, or Native American. Understand that. Keep going.
Come. Verse 5, verse 6. And the Lord said, behold, the people is one, and they have all one language.
Right. So the Most High sees them and notices that. Keep going.
Come. And this they began to do, and now nothing will be restrained from them which they have imagined to do.
Now imagine this. Now you know why would the Most High not want to restrain them from not being able to do what the hell they want to do, right? Understand that if you read that on the surface with this American way of thinking, they'd be like, why would God not want them to do that? What's that? That's when all the confusion don't come in because you don't know God. You haven't been taught how the Most High works. So that will throw you off in Christianity, anything else that's not girded in the truth. All right, I'm gonna break that down for you. Keep going, read.
Come. Verse 7. Go to, let us go down.
Right.
And there confound their language.
And he confounded their language. All right, keep going. So he made the way everybody no longer spoke the same language. So instead of everybody speaking Hebrew, you got your breakouts of the different languages now. That's up until now, anyway. All right, keep going.
Come. That they may not understand one another's speech.
Right. So he broke it up to where they could not understand. You had one, let's say, speaking Spanish, and one, let's say, speaking Arab, whatever you want to call it. It was something that was different to where they all couldn't work together no more. Keep going.
Come. Verse 8. So the Lord scattered them abroad from this upon the face of all the earth.
Right. So let me show you what the problem was. So this, from on the surface level, you would say the Most High stopped these people from building up their bridge and all that. Why did he do that? Let me show you. Give me Genesis 10 and 8. I'm going to show you why he did not want them to prosper and grow and under that one nation, under that one body that it looked like. That's what you said. That's what the Most High said he won't. But why did he stop them? Right? Let's get the answer to why he stopped that. You got that? Go ahead.
Come. Genesis chapter 10, verse 8. And Cush begat Nimrod.
Right. Cush begat who?
Nimrod.
Right. If you don't know who Nimrod is, he was a Hamite warrior. Go ahead. Give him a little more.
Come. He began to be a mighty one in the earth.
He was a mighty man in the earth. I mean, like I said, he was a mighty hunter. He had a lot of respect around the people. Everybody feared him. You know, and you know, look at the history of Nimrod and who this man is, and even up until your Christmas day, this man is the birthday on December 25th. So they let you know some of your gods that you're serving. But he was a Hamite, which means he did not belong to the Most High. He was considered a heathen. He was considered an outsider, someone who the Most High does not want you to follow, because he will lead you to evil things like Saturnalia that leads up to Christianity, is connected to child molestation and every other kind of wicked thing behind your Christmas. When you worry about a tree, when this stuff started from the beginning that goes deeper than you doing it. And all the Most High saying, don't put a damn tree in your house. I ain't gonna go break off on that to Christmas, but look up who Nimrod is and understand that he was considered a heathen against the Most High. So so look at what his legacy was though. Keep going.
Verse 9, he was a mighty hunter before the Lord, wherefore it is said, even as Nimrod, the mighty hunter before the Lord.
Right, keep going. So he was even considered all throughout the earth, even before the Lord, even the Most High knew he was a great warrior. Go ahead. That's how mighty he looked to the people. Keep going.
So verse 10. And the beginning of his kingdom was Babel.
Beginning of his kingdom was what?
Was Babel.
Was Babel. So understand, Nimrod was the leader of the people that was doing the Tower of Babel. That was his legacy started. I mean, that's where he was the one leading that pack, and that began his legacy. Even after the Most High broke it apart, he broke off and went off into his own other wickedness, right? So that's why they had to get broken up. That's the key right there that you're missing. It was who was leading that and what his purpose was. If you look at, like I said, even to this day, Nimrod has tried to ascend to the Most High. Well, he won't December. He got you thinking that's white Jesus' birthday, whoever Jesus you serve. Who then Christ did not celebrate birthdays, for one thing. So understand that, even to where you're actually serving him to this day. That's why the Most High had to tear that down, because who knows what the hell's going to happen with that. So that's what you go ahead.
So that's basically saying that Babel, Nimrod was going to build this tower up to heaven and try to match himself and say that he's equal to God.
Equal to the Most High. Right. They go all the way into that Isaiah. Where it says, I'm going to ascend to the clouds and be like the Most High. Yeah, that spirit was on Nimrod. This was a mighty warrior that was against the Most High. This is why this man's name ranking through Christmas Day right now. His birthday is December 25th. So that's why. Think about he was able to gather all them people together, get them to build it up, and all of them just instinctively went against God, trying to follow him because he looked like a mighty man. So that's the battle that you in right now, still to this day. That we showing people back in Genesis. That's still going on right now, to where his name's still ringing out, and you don't even know it now. Because think about it, all the demon care about is that you serve it. He don't give a damn how you serve it. You're serving it. That's the problem. That's why John 8:44 said, "You know not what you worship. You don't know the gods and the symbolism behind the days you so glorifying and having to be around." And that's why we have this confusion in the earth right now. Because you're more caught up in that than the truth. And that means you don't want to be free, because the only thing going to set you free is knowing the truth of who you are and who your damn enemy is, and how he ain't let up to this day. And he's still here. Get you to get high, fight your brother, and thank you, God. That go back to your God complex that our brothers and sisters got right now, because at the end of the day, all of these other religions go back to you self-serving your damn self. We had a brother at camp just the other day. You might witness, not the shop. What that brother said is he believed in.
He said thoughts.
He said his damn thoughts. That brother said I asked this brother point blank, what do you believe in? He said, my thoughts. You know how evil that crap is, that brother? He don't even realize how evil that is, what you just said. And I asked him, how you gonna raise your child off that? And I said, you gonna let your child just walk left? You gonna tell your child, go with your thoughts? How you raise a child with that, man? He had no answer for that, man. And that's what we had to cut him short, because that's how he was so honest. See, people like that not used to dealing with nobody who gonna ask them a straight up question. They're so used to just glorifying and get caught up in the words and stuff like that. Ask your people that you following and listening to, what do you believe in? Because it's gonna get you caught up. When you sit down and make them talk, at least do that for yourself. That's something you can carry with you all throughout the life. You don't never join the ISUPK. Take that with you. Ask the person you following, what do you believe in? Watch the crazy answers that come out of their mouth, because nobody ever asks them So they just go with whatever they just go with it however they feel that they get away with it. And they got to piss you off at some point because your life's still in turmoil. All right. So they made merchandise of you. All right, let's get where we at now. We got some more on that. That was all. Yeah, we got that on Nimrod. So yeah, let's go. Give me Ephesians 4:1.
Okay.
All right. All right. You got a question? Type in the chat. Brother Charles, here I see you there checking in now.
Okay.
All right. So yeah, I understand that the Most High wants you to be under one body. Let me show you how I got to be. Keep going. Ms. Slot, go ahead.
I, therefore, the prisoner of the Lord, beseech you that ye walk worthy of the vocation wherewith ye are called.
Right. So this is the brother saying, walk worthy of your vocation of which ye are called. Now, who was called? Who are God's chosen people? Right? Keep going.
Come. Verse 2. With all lowliness and meekness.
Right.
With long suffering.
Right. So understand that every kind of organization that's ever been out there, that's something that they want to have lowliness and meekness among each other. Because even the Black Panther Party, that was full of ego and drugs. It started out to be something great. It ended up being ego and drugs. That's what broke that thing up, you know what I'm saying? Because they did not have the truth for the Most High. And we hate it for them brothers. Hopefully they was born back in this truth and understand that at your sincerest point, if you don't understand what your God wants and who your enemy is, because that's what happened. They call themselves linking with communists. Instead of them coming against who the actual enemy was, they started linking with people that had the same ideologies of who it was. Instead of sticking with their tribe, then you start dealing with letting all kind of devils in. Man, I was watching something the other day with Escobar, you know what I'm saying? Like, just even at the end with him, that's what got him caught up, you know what I'm saying? A devil that dated one of his nieces, stuff like that, man. It's like, even at the lowest point, if you got a spirit or something, it's gonna be a devil somewhere around you. Even at the smallest trap can end you at your lowest point. Because that's how the devil hunts you. It say that in the scriptures, that they hit you at your lowest point. They wait till you at your weakest point and take you completely out. And that's what's going to happen without the truth of the Most High, knowing that you can't deal with drugs. You cannot be a drug dealer and in the truth. You can't do that. You cannot have two masters. Keep going.
Come. Forbear one another in love.
Right. And forbear one another in love. And that means go and long suffer with your brother. Stop going against each other for the smallest thing. That's how you have an organization. That's how you understand. When you have a problem with a brother, you got to go to him and him alone. Deal with that brother straight up. Deal with that sister straight up. And don't be a shade tree brother or sister in the truth. And ask yourself, the religion that you're serving right now, if you're not in the truth, is it making you actually fight a demon that you know you have? Are you struggling with that? Or do you just relish in your demon because you're serving a religion that's really serving you? Read that.
Come. Verse 3. Endeavoring to keep the unity of the spirit and the bond of peace.
Right. Keep going.
Verse 4. There is one body and one spirit.
Right. One body, one spirit. You ought to be to a point where one brother go in the room, one brother teaching one thing, that brother teaching the same thing. It's not like that anywhere outside the Isupk. Understand that. That's why a lot of these places they have one man trying to do all the talking. We don't got to worry about that because General Hunter has trained us well to speak what he would say, to feel how he would feel, because it's the right way to feel. It's the righteous way to be. That's the trust you have in this brotherhood that you do not have. You cannot go with your pastor and your pastor do something. If you was to hear it, you would say, "Oh, it would shock you," or you would. So like, it wouldn't shock you. You make an excuse for it, or you would distance yourself from him automatically, no matter what it is, child molestation, drugs, whatever. I see people do it all the time, right? Try to deny it, or you distance yourself. Well, if somebody says something about my general, I would back him whatever he came out of his damn mouth. And that's on down the ISUPK because we are one body. You watch General Muhammad class, you gonna be in the truth. If you watch this class, you're gonna hear some things you like, well, we don't get shook about it. You're gonna hear it and you're gonna follow it, you're gonna swallow it up and digest it, and you're gonna understand that it's righteous. Well, if your spirit can't resonate with this stuff and it's too hardcore for you, admit that. And don't lie to yourself and say it's a lie. That's what a wicked bastard would do. Read that.
So come. Verse 4. There's one body and one spirit, even as ye are called, and one hope of your call.
Right. So understand that there's nothing wrong with that one body, but what's the end part of that? The hope of your what?
Of your calling.
The hope of your calling, man. And who is Christ calling? Let's get that. I know you know not to shout. We're going to get it for the people. I know you know. Give me Matthew 15 and 21. Who did Christ come for, man? That's what we got to get back to. So you understand that. I read that scripture, so we can be one body. We can build together, but it got to be the people that's been called, his people he came for. That's why Nimrod wasn't called for. Trump wasn't called for. I hear brothers now. I'm hearing brothers in the earth right now say they ready for Donald Trump to come back. And I'm like, God dang. The Most High is really gonna have to burn this place the hell up. And that low key baffled me. I'm like this, and Salaki, the Commander Junior Hunter said this, and I'm being considered. When I heard brother say this, I looked at him like, God damn. And I'm like, damn, this boy really just said that just because you having little money problems. We got to stop looking at your oppressor saying that. And him saying that out loud out of his spirit, let me know that's what a lot of our people mind is at right now, because your money low, it's tough on you, your business, this ain't going right. And soon as Trump get out stimulus check, y'all gonna, boy, he might get y'all to kiss some boots out here, man. That's what we trying to stop y'all from getting them. Give me that, Matthew. Go ahead.
I'm going to add on to that, man. We so sure that if you got a couple more dollars than us, that makes us think that you better, or that makes us think that you God, something like that. That's what our people think.
Right. I mean, that's a fact, because most of our people are caught up more in status than race. When the truth is, you have to look at who is who and understand that Most High made every nation. The Bible, everything is not a race. Race is not in the Bible. It's called nation in there. All the nations, he made them a certain way. He made Esau a different manner of people than us, right? He made them different. So he gave you a cheat code to understand. He's not saying don't do business with the people, don't make money. He's not saying that. He's saying don't trust the bastard. Don't follow them. Don't get your spirit up. If you get this oppression, whatever you in right now, when Trump come back, he tell every black person to come down to Birmingham Civic Center and get a check. All you got to do is just don't do it. Like, damn, have some dignity about yourself. Because you weren't saying that when you want to smoke a Joe in there. At least stick to your guns on that part. But a lot of our people are gonna do that because they know how to. That's why they cut them unemployment checks off in Alabama so early. That's why they did that, man. They did that because they want. Okay, y'all didn't let Donald Trump. You niggas went and voted. They played hard checker. They didn't give a damn what Joe said. They still don't. We gotta start putting our faith in these people. Let them fight their own battles out. Go ahead, keep going.
So Matthew chapter 15, starting at verse 21. Then Jesus went thence and departed into the coast of Tyre and Sidon.
Keep going.
And behold, a woman of Canaan came out of the same coast and cried unto him, saying, Have mercy on me, O Lord, thou son of David. My daughter is grievously vexed with the devil.
Right. So this woman approached Christ, and she's a woman of Canaan. Now, for those of you who don't know the history, this is considered to be a white woman. Look at here. She's a woman of Canaan. She's not a Canaanite. She's of Canaan. At the time, you know who was around. She was basically Edomite, basically, right? A form of an Edomite. Keep going.
So come, verse 23.
Right.
But he answered her not a word.
So he just ignored because he's like, why you talking like basically in his own zone, you know? That's and this scripture to me is so heavy because understand that this is the spirit of Christ. She is it's people overlook that. So imagine you being a brother right now, you 2021. Actually, be honest with yourself. Are you a brother if a white woman walk into a place in front of you and she started talking? Are you so in tune and not giving a damn about that? You'll speak because a lot of y'all I noticed you would turn toward them and just start smiling and be ready for whatever. I see it all the time. If you're doing it, stop it. That's what I'm gonna give you. Stop doing that. Because that's you the beginning, you just giving your spirit up. Christ sitting there and ignored this lady, like, you know, who is this? Like, what's up? So let's see how deep this goes. Keep going.
Come. And his disciples came and besought him, saying, send her away, for she cries after us.
Right. So the disciples came and like, man, get her out of here, man. Like, what's she doing? She don't come talking to us like that. Like, this is how they handle things. Like your pastor overlooks this stuff, man, because he don't want to offend the people that's paying. That's why you don't understand the spirit is in. You see us on the corner saying this stuff, telling you who your enemy is, and you say you love Jesus. We're showing you what they said Christ is doing. Keep going.
Come. Verse 24. But he answered and said, I am not sent, but unto the lost sheep of the house of Israel.
He said, I didn't come for you. So that's who was getting called. That helped me out with that Ephesians. That's who was called. He came for his people. To the point where he was so driven for his people, he ignores the devil trying to talk to him. Now, if you read it on the scripture, we ain't gonna read the whole thing for time's sake. But understand the scripture, he used to call this woman a dog. I love to bring it out of camp about this is Christ calling a white woman a bitch. Plain and simple. Salakia. Hopefully you two don't cut that, but hey, it's the Bible, right? As if he called her a female dog in this passage right here, man. So you ain't gotta walk around calling white women bitches all day if you don't want to. But this, you gotta understand, if you want to be a man of God, this is Christ. This is how you're supposed to, your mindset is supposed to be the well. They are beneath you people. It's not nothing personal, but that's how that's how we're gonna come out of this captivity, man. It cannot be an equal playing field. Think about this: the Most High didn't make nothing else equal on the planet. Not a tree, not a bacteria, not a feline. Everything is a hierarchy to it. That's how you have actual balance. It ain't even nothing personal, and it's a mind state because our weapons of warfare are not carnal. It's not gonna always be like. It's not gonna be no they over there, we over here, we line up fighting each other. They fighting you right now. You got to fight that demon to see that. All right, keep going. Oh, was that it? Oh no, that was it on that. Give me 2 Peter 1 and 2, man. Because this is what this scripture here is gonna tell you what the problem is, and it's happening even now in this truth for so-called fake Israelites. That's ruining the truth. That's making it hard for a brother that's in the truth to come in because you don't want to fight their own personal demons. You got that?
Go.
Go ahead. Yeah, 2 Peter 1 and 20. Each of all. But yeah, you got to understand that, man. You cannot cater fit your God to serve you. It's not. He's serving you by you not being dead from the coronavirus, man. You are here right now. Just think about you actually could have just died from the air. That's what just happened. Now we're in a situation where we don't know what this monkeypox gonna lead to. It could be worse than what they've even reported. You think they really want to report right now that people are dying from monkeypox? They really just telling you about the scab. They know it's gonna freak you out enough. You don't know the level to what this actually finna go. We don't understand it. It's something they hide from you, so you don't understand it. And you gotta understand what the levels of this time is gonna be. And how you gonna get through this? I don't know what you can. Read.
Go. 2 Peter chapter 1, verse 2. Grace and peace be multiplied unto you.
No, verse 20. Now you too, Walt.
First, 2 Peter chapter 1, verse 20.
Right.
Knowing this first, that no prophecy of the scriptures is of any private interpretation.
You gotta know that first. You gotta know the book of the Bible is not up for private interpretation. That's why every religion that's out here, Muslim, Buddhism, Ifa, all that crap, it got a portion of the Bible in it. Every one of them. Any book you pick up, any best-selling book, they stole something out of the Bible. They went and created this whole other doctrine without the actual understanding. That's what everything, Quran, Muslims, like I asked with that. You know why? Because they stole it from the Bible and tried to reword it. They made all these comic books up and all these heroes, and they created everything behind this. But they don't want to give it full credit, because giving it full credit, you got to accept the fact that you sleep with children. You got to accept the fact that you cannot be homosexual. You can't be a drug addict. You can't be a liar. You can't be a hoe. You can't be a lying bitch. You can't steal. You can't murder. You can't do that if you take this whole book in. So they have to make it be a fairy tale. They have to make it be something that it fits them. So that's why you see a Bible in everything. But if you are Black, Hispanic, Native American, what does that tell you? If you know that Christ was Black, you know the Bible, you know that's the consensus at this point. People know that. So why was it such a foreign thing, and why was it so long a time where you didn't know that? Where our grandparents didn't really understand that. To get you to the point where you are so confused and can come up with your own doctrine, and you get a little bit of success from it, and you think, oh, this is God, because I just was able to get me a Mercedes Benz. I was just able to get me this or get me whatever. You know, whatever your personal desire was, you get it. Now God is with you. And I can show you what his book said to you err in thinking gain is godly. It tells you that in the book, because there's no private interpretation in this book. It's plain and simple. And that's why we have this confusion, because you following leaders who actually have taken something out of this book, regurgitated, and put their own spin on it, and now they want to dismiss the book because it's not serving them. They can't put their name in the back of the book and say, I wrote that too. I put that in there. They can't copyright that. Go ahead.
I'm gonna add to that. I want what you bring out so heavy, man. That it's like they're so selfish in their own selves, want to put themselves up so high that they're destroying their own people that's supposed to be following.
Right. Like you got your Bud like Tariq Nasheed and all these other kind of crap out here who have a following because on the surface it'll look genuine, but at the end of the day, you know, that brother's not in the truth, man. That brother has a self-serving mentality. If you listen to what he's saying, you can't listen to what he's saying if he's supporting your demons. If he's supporting the demons that you got in you and you ain't dealing with them, he's gonna sound good to you. That's how them demons work. It's soothsaying. That's why we blame Christianity, because all of that is Christianity now. That's what Christianity is. It's you walk in there and you get a feeling, you're able to make it to the next day, and you get out of there and you go right back to the job and clock in and break your 10%, and that's just life. When you're not building on the person that you are, and Black people talking about generational wealth and curses all this time, but you don't want to break the one curse of not even stop eating damn pork. That's you having diabetes and all that's generational curse right there. You don't even want to stop doing that. So why would I think you're gonna not cheat on your husband? Why would I think you're not gonna sleep with another man's woman if nobody else can find out about it? You have to have it's a level of discipline that comes in this truth. And that's why we have this confusion, because if you don't support your demon, you don't want to deal with it. All right, so I understand that the Most High, the good thing about understanding the Bible is that the Most High repeats himself over and over. I'm going to give you a situation. The process that he talks about is over and over. Is when he said there's nothing new on the sun, the way he goes about his destruction of cleansing and breaking people down is over and over on the smallest and the biggest scale. And I'm going to show you why. Matter of fact, before we get there, give me Malachi 3 and 6. Give me that first.
Okay.
All right. Understand that he make it real simple for you. He don't flip flop like your regular Christian pastor. That's why you'll know who follow him because I know Commander General Hunter has never said nothing he regret. General Muhammad, General Yacht on down. That doesn't happen here. It's happening all over the earth. Just think about a lot of y'all. For a while, people look at T.I. as a revolutionary. T.I. trying to go be a damn comedian now. Last 2 years ago, Black Lives Matter, y'all was making T.I. to be the next Malcolm X. Now this nigga trying to be a comedian and he horrible at that. These are the kind of leaders we follow, man. Now he got these sex scandals out. Understand that, man. It's down to the minute thing. He gonna make your leaders look stupid. There, go ahead.
Like, I'm gonna ask if I could.
Go ahead.
You know how it was probably some little girls that was looking up to Brittany Griner before she got into a situation.
Man, what Brittany? Oh yeah, Brittany. I was thinking about the other Brittany. I was just reading something about that girl, but yeah, exactly. That basketball generation, all of girls dealing with homosexuality. I've read well a lot of them is it's a couple of them. They got a little group where they coming out talking about how they got threatened for not being a homosexual. So there's a lot of stuff that goes on with it. And General Hunter brought some heavy out. They may let a damn terrorist go just to prove they love homosexuality. That's going to be a heavy sleeping pill on the earth. I mean, I thought she may stay in there, but that could be an agenda that's more important than letting the damn terrorists go to these people right now. That's gonna let you know who your leaders are. She would stay her ass in there if I was running. So you that dumb or you that mother, she needs to go through rehab. Anything else, if she would go through rehab under this reign, she would go through rehab before we decided what else she would do. I don't even know you can go and sit in the room and get on a goddamn plane. You get on a plane. So that means the most you finna fly, it probably was a nice little jet. She was gonna be on a plane for what, 9 hours at the most? What's that to Russia? You know, not a shot.
I feel like y'all want I do that.
Okay, well, yeah, it can't be that damn long. Yeah, damn it, give it a day. Let's say a day. You telling me you got to get high? You can't go a day and travel to go make your money. You telling me was no weed in Russia? What you gonna tell me? You that impatient to stay high that you gotta go through. Everybody knows you can't take drugs on a damn plane, man. And I hope we can figure out how to connect what she did to mental illness in the homosexual community. That's my mission, to show y'all that this shit is just this is a mental illness. It was classified as this back in the 70s up until the late 80s, I think into 91 or something, to where they changed it with no actual reason why. And you said some heavy now that y'all little girls are looking up to her. And even in this process now, they let her go. You know what the bad part about Natasha, they let her go. There's a video around where these girls are making this damn praise dance, right? Did you see that?
Go,
Man, I wish I could pull that up. Man, we gotta get this. I can't wait till we get the new laptop and can actually pull this up, stuff like that. Because I will play that. That was I said, damn, Christianity wins again. God damn, Salaki. Like they did a whole Christian prayer. You are for one thing. I let you know their pastor is telling them it's okay. For one thing, that's what I saw. They pastor in church every Sunday. Their pastor is okay with this. They're not higher than studs, right? So that's another thing. But if she comes home, that video is gonna seem like it actually did something. They're gonna take that video and make it even more viral than what it is, and say, "Oh, this is what you gotta do to get the Lord to move." Man, stay girded up in this damn truth. Do not get hypnotized. Go ahead.
And you know when you get home, the preacher gonna say, "The Lord allowed you to come home."
Oh my God, they gonna jump on this. Oh man, I gotta make sure I'm gonna have to go crazy. I can't miss a camp now. I gotta go be able to get this off my chest every week because I'm gonna go crazy if I can't get out and speak on this. It's getting crazy. It's a sleeping pill, and it's even for you people who are trying to come into the truth. This is for you. This is for you. This is to try the spirit of anybody who is actually searching for God. Who's if people who are genuinely trying to find Christ, you are always at a vulnerable state in that beginning stage. It's always to where the smallest thing can make you go left and right. And that's the hardest part about. That's why when brothers and I, UBK, find this truth, we give our life for it because we know it's the truth. We can stand boldly and give up every goddamn thing we got because we know we're the truth. That's the feeling you got to get. It's hard to get to that feeling when there's so much confusion out here of who to follow because it will destroy you. All right. What else we got? What else we got? Did you read that all that?
Somebody got one. Read Malachi chapter 3, verse 6.
Yeah, read that for me.
So, Malachi chapter 3, verse 6. For I am the Lord, I change not.
This is the spirit of the Most High. He said, for I am the Lord, I change not. That means the Most High, if you in the spirit of the Most High, spirit of Christ, that when you say things and you live a certain way, you speak on something, there's never going to be a time when you're going to come back and say, I made a mistake. That's confusion. That's what your Christian pastor's doing to you right now, knowing that these crazy niggas on the corner are telling the truth. That you cannot deny what's going on the earth right now. And they did not warn you for that. But it's on a certain point, you're going to be able to blame your pastor. You got to take it up for yourself. And I'm going to show you how the Most High work with these leaders you got. Let's give me Isaiah 19:1. Because I brought that out to also show you he changes not in terms of how he handles things. A lot of people think the New Testament is a new God. It's the same God. That was the grace. That's why you got to appreciate what Christ did for us. Because he was able to live a perfect life and die for that perfect life. That was a perfect death. That's why you have to appreciate he is our king. And he exists and he is coming. You have to understand that, but it don't mean to sit around and be no passive Negro. It means get up and put this work in. He said, occupy till I come. That's what it said. All right, so understand that spirit does not change from ain't no new God. He's the same God from Genesis to Revelation on whatever you think. He didn't get soft. All right. Read that for me.
Okay, that's Isaiah chapter 19, verse 1, right?
That's it, right?
Isaiah chapter 19, verse 1. The burden of Egypt.
Right. So understand, so let me stop you right there. The burden of Egypt, right? So for those of you who do not know, Egypt is America is spiritual Egypt, which is spiritual Babylon, all connected, right? All is the same regime. So we're talking about how it did with Egypt. America has built this whole foundation off of Egypt. That's why your dollar bill got the pyramids and the eyes, all the symbolism. They got their same blueprint of how they doing things, how they deal with us. Same way Egypt did. That's why if you go look at old Captain Zariak's Christianity doctrine, you can see what Africa and African thought process and Christianity are so connected. They did steal from the Africans and certain things and how they handle their religion and stuff like that. You got to understand if you want to and that's why you understand you're not an African can help you. Because if you think you're an African and you see the church doing something that's African, you're gonna think the church is right. Well, if you know you're not an African, you're gonna understand how all that shit is evil. Salaki. It's all connected back to you knowing who you are. All right, so this is how you dealt with Egypt, this is how you're gonna deal with America. Read that.
Come, behold, the Lord rideth upon a swift cloud.
Right.
And shall come.
Go ahead.
And shall come into Egypt.
Right. He said right there, right, Salak, right there, he's talking about how the Most High, when he comes, it's gonna be a swift thing. He says he's gonna do it in an hour. So always remember how the Most High move. A day unto the Most High is like 1,000 years. So imagine when you're saying it's a swift movement, you can't get caught up in the fact that the Most High ain't doing it right now. It's gonna be when it happens, it's gonna seem very swift after it happens. But in our minds now, we thinking it's taking too long. When it happens, it's gonna be like in a blink of an eye. Think about coronavirus 2 years ago. Everybody thought they was gonna die. They could have went out just like that. That was 2 years ago. You know what I'm saying? Keep going.
So, until I got one off the stage,
Okay.
I could ask you that. Another point about how fast this ugly is like how he did them all.
Right.
In the Tower of Babel.
Right.
Like as soon as he came down, he was discombobulated just like that.
He gonna make quick work. He make quick work of things, man. But he like to give you time. But what you can tell, the Most High shows us mercy because before he can just swipe them down, he tells he gives you signs all through it. I'm gonna show you. That's how he did it even in his time with Egypt. He shows you that what you follow is bull. Throughout the process of him getting ready to do it, he's giving us warnings. He's giving our people warnings through the prophets. Read that.
So come. And the idols of Egypt shall be moved at his presence, and the heart of Egypt shall melt in the midst of it.
Right, that's happening right now. The idols of America are melting in the Most High's presence. Man, he came out. The Most High. Just think about this. The Most High came out with a I guess you call it a virus with the monkeypox that specifically had. It's so bad to where they had to admit it's coming from homosexuality. If you don't understand that is God, just think about people at the CDC that work there. You know how many homosexuals probably work at the CDC that probably did not want this to come out? Somebody said to print that. Like that had to be, it was, think about that, lets you know how bad it really is if they had to print it. Because they're not going to do, they're going to tell you how bad it is after it already. They're coming out when now they knew about Corona, they knew this and all that. So imagine they're not putting the full information out. So just imagine that part first. It's been swift. Monkeypox came out no damn well. I didn't hear about monkeypox last month. This is a new thing that's spreading like rapid fire. That's the Most High, man. Just think about that. That's how he does. That's how he operates. So they're shaking at the thought process that now I humanely cannot be a homosexual. It's if you give a damn about your environment, like you claim you do, when you care about anybody else's your damn self, what you claim you do, you cannot be a homosexual. Keep going.
Verse 2. And I will set the Egyptians against the Egyptians.
He's setting Satan, America against Russia is the white man fighting the white man. Same thing. America, Russia, damn Arab, everybody, none of these nations represent us. So it's the same thing. Keep going.
Come. And they shall fight every one against his brother.
Right. They fighting their brothers. White men killing white men too now. Now they are definitely gonna pump this racial thing because that's what's happening. It's not fake news. White people killing black people, but they're fighting behind closed doors. The racial tension can benefit them to a certain point. They know how to puppet y'all. They're gonna put enough videos out there when they know y'all not ready to fight. Y'all not ready to fight right now. They showing niggas getting killed every day. I ain't hearing about no protests, no nothing. Y'all niggas sleep. Like I'm like, okay, they finna go back out here and do this shit again. Y'all ain't doing it because they have broken you. They have gave you a check and your fight is gone. So this is the best time for them to attack. So definitely, like, it's just the same spirit you in right now. Read that, keep going.
So come, and everyone against his neighbor.
Right, and everyone against his neighbor, keep going.
City against city.
Right, we said that.
And kingdom against kingdom.
Mm-hmm. Keep going.
Verse 3. And the spirit of Egypt shall fail in the midst thereof.
Right, and the spirit of America is failing right now, man. People cannot understand. Like, they picked Joe Biden. Joe Biden's in a coma. I saw a video where Joe Biden couldn't even ride a damn bike, man. He ride a bike and fell on his damn face. And I said, damn. Imagine these niggas that was out here. Get out and vote or you gonna die. And you niggas stupid. And like, it was crazy. That we make a post about not voting, talk about Joe Biden. I remember I made a post about Joe Biden a couple of years back. And that was the day I realized I don't have time all the time for this Facebook debating shit because I'm gonna cut your ass, Salaki, as much as possible. So every time I saw it, I put up a post. But Joe Biden came out talking about a mall operator And I was like, this man trying to run president, and he ain't never said nothing about black folks before, blah, blah, blah. Man, I had 200 some comments. I'm having to respond to like 1 o'clock in the morning. I ain't let nobody get a word in. So I just was like, they love this white man. And this man that got in here, and y'all spirit is broken to where that sister Abrams, she's for abortion. She probably finna be a Republican. They done broke y'all. The spirit of this place is gone. And you still worrying about trying to get a check and surviving. But keep going. Let's show you what he do. Keep going.
Come. And I will destroy the counsel thereof.
He's destroying the counsel, man. Who you listening to right now? Who can you say that you following that whatever he come out of his mouth, whatever he say and do, I can stand behind that. I can be comfortable in that. You gonna say something else?
Like what's that?
You said something?
Can you hear me?
Yeah, go ahead.
No, I didn't say no.
Okay, go ahead. Okay, I'll keep reading.
Come. And I will destroy the counsel thereof, and they shall seek to the idols and to the charm, and to them that have familiar spirits.
Right. And so this is why y'all in the spirit of now thinking that your damn zodiac sign is so important. You know, this is why for those you don't know, this is why you wake up and looking at that sign, you're looking for like an answer, you're looking for this, and because you're scared. You're fearful because America is scared. So you just lean into whatever you can hold on to. Here's something you don't want to hear getting this truth, man. Hear that. All right, keep going.
So I got one I want to add to you
because
you bring it up the heavy that point about destroying the council. Like these folks don't even know what news channel to look for.
Right.
When they look for the medicine, they don't even know who to look for the medicine.
Right.
They don't want to stress CDC.
Right. And it's the spirit of the Most High. The Isupk is about to have that Black Watch channel. So I think a lot of our classes are gonna be on there. It's gonna be a big thing. I think it's gonna really big up the school because I saw a whole TikTok the other day where the guy, he was on point because I was shocked at how many kids they were like, he was like, do you watch the news? They were like, I watch Facebook and I might see someone I'm on my phone, but nobody really watches the news. You're right. That's why this is needy in the earth because the news is getting to where you're scared to hear what you're gonna say, what they're gonna say now. It's always bad news. You're like, let me just go and ignore that and live my life. But your life is about to be the news. You about to be the news. You might get killed tomorrow because you're scared of the truth. Now you the news. Now you really scared. That's what's going on. Keep going. I'm sorry, you there?
I'm there.
All right, good. Go ahead.
It got loud where I'm at.
Okay, now you two are. Go ahead.
Verse 4. And the Egyptians will I give over into the hand of the cruel Lord.
Right. So this is how he operates, man. This is what the Most High does, man. Drop that. Give me one more. Give me Ephesians 4 and 14. This will be the last one here. Make sure it's the right one. Let me catch up with you there. Yeah, give me that. Give me verse 4 and 11. Ephesians 4 and 11.
Come. Ephesians chapter 4, verse 11. And he gave some apostles, and some prophets, and some evangelists, and some pastors, and teachers.
Right. So understand, this is the gift that a lot of brothers get in this truth. And I'm breaking this out because a lot of times in organizations, the Bible scripture say do everything decently and in order. And being in order all the time is understand how a body actually works. All this is in the Bible. How you have a talent and something you're good at, that's what the Most High gave you to be good at. We got brothers that can do this, they can do that, That's how a unison body works. That's how Christ wants you to work. That's the order and structure that other organizations will never have because they're not coming with the spirit of Christ, because that spirit of humility and lowliness and meekness is brothers accepting that. That's what you have to understand. Part of brotherhood in these scriptures is all through here when you understand what lowliness and meekness is. That's the first one we brought out in this same chapter early on. That's how you have that one body. Is to humble yourself. That's the best way to do that. Keep going.
So God, verse 12, for the perfecting of the saints, for the work of the ministry.
Right, to perfect the saints, to work of the perfect is with this work. You ought to want to be a part of something that you are building to be perfect. The Christian church does not care about you being perfect. The Muslim mosque, all they want is your money. And here we want to be a perfect machine, even if we're not, even if we're 3 years away from it. That's the spirit we're going for. That's what you want. Because failure is not an option. Keep going.
So God, for the edifying of the body of Christ.
For the edifying of your people, man. That's the only way people are going to come into the truth. You really give a damn about your children, you're gonna rush into the truth, man. They're gonna and go through that hard time of bringing your family in, of losing your brother and gaining him later on, of separating your spirit from the people that hate you, your oppressor. All right, keep going.
So God, verse 13, till we all come in the unity of the faith and of the knowledge of the Son of God.
And what's
unto the perfect,
unto the what?
Unto the knowledge of the Son of God, unto a perfect man.
Unto a perfect man. That's what you're supposed to strive for. That's how you know everything else has been confusion, because nobody tells you to be perfect. And when you come into the truth and knowledge of God, you're aiming to be that perfect man, even if you know you're not. That's why we tell brothers all the time. If you smoking weed, whatever you think, man, come in class, calm. We're not telling you not to come. We're telling you to fight that demon while you're in, because that demon ain't going nowhere until you fight. And when you fight him, that bastard gonna slay down, he's gonna come back stronger a year later. It's an ongoing fight. Nobody's in here saying that they are perfect. We saying we don't break the laws of God, and we are striving to be perfect in the sight of Christ. Because the spirit of Christ ain't just the law; it's the spirit of the law. That's what the part you want to perfect, the spirit of the law, not what's just written. Why is that written? What's the spirit of that law? What is he trying to get from that law? All right, keep going.
So as to the measure of the stature of the fullness of Christ.
Right, that's the stature of Christ. To strive to be a perfect man, a perfect brother, a perfect sister. Keep going.
So come, verse 14. That we henceforth be no more children, tossed to and fro,
right,
and carried about with every wind of doctrine.
He said, don't be children, because that's what children do. Children are the ones who get swayed to and fro with every doctrine. And that's what our people have become. I bring up all the time. The simple fact that they had you, the nigga, when I'm in a generation, thank God I'm an 80s baby, I saw where men did not wear pink and now they're wearing pink. Now, I'm not saying nobody that wear pink is gay, but that's a small snippet of how easily they can change our minds. If a brother denies you gave up pink, I wouldn't say he gay. We just don't do it because it's naturally not a manly thing to do. It's just not. Just like these hoochie daddy shorts. You get swayed with whatever the hell they tell you, and you make it a thing that you have to do because they told you. Who the hell? I guarantee a homosexual is behind it. Some white man had a homosexual brother walking around his house in some shorts, and this is the thing, and you niggas just jumping on it. And I hope it dies down. I was proud of niggas for getting rid of the rumple thing, but y'all going for the hooch daddy, so they might bring the rumples back, and you might go for that this time. And we gonna blaze on your ass on the corners. You better believe that. Keep going.
That's a lot, y'all, boy. Damn right.
Go ahead.
I got covered what you saying.
No, you too wild.
be no more children tossed to and fro and carried about with every wind of doctrine.
Right.
By the sleight of men and cunning craftiness, whereby they lie in wait to deceive.
Right. They lying and waiting to deceive us, man. That's the people you're following. That's what they're doing. They're lying and waiting to deceive, and they are deceiving you on a regular basis. And it's in the proof is in the pudding. Joe Biden ain't done nothing you told him to do, and they finna get you niggas to vote again. That's insanity, man. You finna go stand in line. Your grandma can't even get a bottle of water. They kicking sisters out the thing, but you finna go stand back in their line because you think this is your America when this is not your rest, man. And the Most High is warning you. Well, we just brought out how he did in Egypt, and I was in the book about it. He was doing it then, but he's taking out the wise counsel of people right in front of you. You put your faith in Joe Biden, you was wrong. You're not dead for it because it's against the law of God to even stand in that line and vote. He could have killed you just for that, but he did. So it's okay, but don't go do it again because this time you actually might die for it. Let me tell you, some of these rednecks, they are carnal. They are the epitome. They were blessed with the sword, so they feel like if you niggas showing up is gonna prevent old Dunning from making the office. Your grandma is in danger. She may not even get to that bottle of water. It may be a mass shooting at these damn voting sites. You're not prepared for that because you think you're in America that's going to protect you. That's the foolishness that you have been led into by the people that you follow. That's the confusion because the same people you thinking that are these officers that's going to be the ones who's supposed to pull up when you get shot and supposed to protect you, and officers are the same ones shooting niggas down. How does that work? That's confusing. It's confusing that we're in a place right now where homosexuals want to be considered equal, but you can't say monkeypox come from homosexuals. That's just the CDC said it. You can't say it. That's confusion. That's the places that we're in right now that we got to get out of. Only way you're going to get there is you got to fight these demons and understand that the weapons of warfare are not carnal. We are fighting principalities. These principalities are telling you, the Most High is making the principality tell you monkeypox come from homosexuals, but you still don't want to believe it. So your next step at this point could be death. You could get caught up in the death that's about to come to this place. And that's a decision you have to make for your family. All right. And with that, you got any questions? You got a question, Dr. Shaw? Y'all should have thought of Salaki. Y'all should have thought about shit. Y'all share, sis. All right. You got a question, Dr. Shaw?
No, I want not this time. But that was every class you bring out.
Oh, the water warrior, man. I'm glad for you to read, man. You know what I'm saying? I know I got to read it. Help with the flow, man. We gonna keep it going. I appreciate you. The water. We gonna keep this going like that, man. Got this internet up. Hopefully, we won't be having problems no more. And if anybody got a question before we tap out after class is over, just type in the chat. We'll get right back with you. And be right back at it. I know, sis, we right back. We had to get this internet back together. We had to do a little remodel. We back at it. Tuesday and Wednesday for sure. We're gonna get this Sabbath service going. All right. All right. We get the prayers here. Salakia. All right.